Today we start edits on draft 3 of Project Road Trip 3, which I now need to tell you guys is a standalone, so it's like a companion novel. It's not it's like, I'm not doing a good job explaining this. So Meet Me at the Summit and Let the Rubble Fall are a series. You read Meet Me at the Summit first, and then you read Let the Rubble Fall. And then we have book 3, which hopefully, I'm actually hoping I decide on the title today, if we're being totally honest. Book 3 is a part of the same series, but it can be read before Meet Me at the Summit, or after Meet Me at the Summit, or after Let the Rubble Fall. Technically, it takes place after Let the Rubble Fall, but it's Lori's story. So it's all about her. We see Marley a little bit, but it's really just about Lori and her love story, which is super fun. So it's going to be a standalone, and I'm going to market it as a standalone, so I figured I would start the marketing it as a standalone by starting the video off that way. This book is a standalone. So let's explain what's happening in this vlog. I am editing my book to send it to my editor mid-April. So I have about a month to do these edits, which I think should be more than enough time, but we'll find out. Ideally, I would love to finish editing in a week or two, and I know that sounds rushed for some people, but for me and the way I work when I can hyper-focus on something. I have very bad memory, so when I edit chapter 1 on a Monday, and then like 2 weeks later, I'm on the final chapter of the book, I forget what happened in chapter 1. So I work better if I can just have a solid week to focus just on that book. So today, the plan is to go through beta reader feedback. And the way I have beta readers give feedback is every couple of chapters, there's a Google form. They click the Google form and they fill out the form, and that's how they give feedback. They can also leave comments in the PDF document itself. So I know I have comments to look at in the PDF document, and I have all these Google forms, but that's what today is for. Today I'm truly just going through feedback, and then I'm hoping I can set the entire week next week aside to just edit my book. Like, I'm still going to answer emails and do client stuff and do the usual things, but for the most part, I'll just be editing my book. So I haven't really looked at the feedback yet, but today's the day where I sit down, I look through the feedback, and we're going to see if it's feasible to be able to do all the edits in 1 week. Just because I have a bad memory and I work better when I hyper-focus. So ideally, we get the editing done in 1 week. Realistically, probably 2 weeks, but I do know for me personally, when I do hyper-focus on something, after 2 weeks, I fizzle out. So we're just going to see what we can get done, and I'm going to, after collecting all the feedback today, I'm also going to sit down and make a plan to implement the feedback and make a schedule for myself. So let's see how this goes. So I just finished going through feedback, and overall, I think we're pretty good. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages of notes. I'm going to spend the next couple minutes carving out time in my schedule to actually do the editing, and also deciding on the title, because I still can't do that. My thoughts overall is I'm still very excited for it. I guess my biggest worry right now is that I, as an author, am trying to make a shift in terms of what books I write. So I want to write romance. And romance readers are a different set of readers than perhaps my current readers. Like, there's definitely some overlap, but they may not be the same. Like, I want to write just straight up romance, almost, I don't even want to say Hallmarky, but Hallmark-ish books. But overall, the beta feedback, I would say, is very good. I definitely have some creative tweaking I need to do to the book, but it is so minimal compared to what was required of me when I did rewrites for Let the Rebel Fall. For Let the Rebel Fall, it felt like the manuscript needed a complete overhaul, whereas here it feels like I might need to add like a few additional scenes and add details in a couple places. But besides that, like, the feedback was pretty good, and a lot of the time I was reading what the beta readers were saying, and I was like, they got it. Like, they're getting the story. They understand, like, what I was trying to do, which is always great. Like, I love when beta readers give feedback, and it's more like they're doing an analysis on the book, and it's very cool to see as an author. So I am still extremely, extremely excited for this book, but at this point, I am starting to realize, like, this book it's similar to my other books, but it's also different. Like, this is my first book where I'm trying to write to market a little more, really honing in on the romance genre, and hoping to continue in that direction for the future, but we'll see. Anyways, in case anyone was wondering, the tropes in this book is opposites attract, but possibly also slow burn. That's something one of my beta readers mentioned, that it was a bit of a slow burn, which I think is great. If I really want to go with that, I just need to edit like a couple of the scenes as well. So I'm trying to like identify some of the tropes now, so I can make sure I can edit it so it truly fits the trope to the most degree. And that'll just make it easier for me to market and hopefully sell and hopefully discover new readers. Just hit me that this book is actually going to be coming out very soon. I haven't really been like planning as much as I usually do, but I just sat down and like looked at my timeline. I'm like, oh, the book will be finalized mid-May. I'm like, oh, hold on. Like, excuse me, I am not ready to release a book in May. I haven't even started the book cover design process yet. And my plan is to either just work on this book next week and get the entire editing done next week, or work on it over the course of 2 weeks and just edit 5 chapters a day, which actually, from my experience, is usually pretty reasonable, especially since I know I don't have a ton of huge rewrites to do. I'm more just fleshing out the book a little bit more. But I just realized, like, oh my god, this book comes out in a few months. Like, I've been very laid back with the process of this book, and I'm just now realizing, like, oh my god, I need to start, like, planning the marketing and the release, because I really want this book to go out with a bang. Because for Let the Rebel Fall, I didn't do as much with the release because it was the second book in a series. Like, it's hard to market the second book in the series because you have to market the first book in the series first. But this book I'm marketing as a standalone. So marketing standalones takes way more energy. So I just realized, like, oh crap, I need to do all this planning. I've gone in my writing planner and I made my lovely setup for the month of March, because the goal is to finish this book this month. But if we're being totally honest, I'm way behind on literally everything, and the motivation to edit is low, and I'd actually be rather doing just about any of the other things on my to-do list right now. But I think I'd feel better if I just finished this, got it done, and could focus on other things. But right now, it's a rainy day, and I don't feel like working, so I got consumed by a lot of different things going on. All will be revealed soon, but basically I had a mini crisis with all of my books and branding, and you know, sometimes when you get the itch to fix something, you gotta just drop everything and fix it. So later on in the month of May, I have a big announcement coming. And it's quite large, and that's what I've been working on instead of editing this book. But now I'm going to stop, and I'm going to edit this book, and we're going to make some progress. I didn't have time to write today because I barely had time to get any work done. So all I've done is kind of think about how I've done a lot of editing, but I haven't gotten very far. And now I have this guy right here. We're pet sitting for a little bit. So if you see him in the video, this is Peter. He's my best friend's dog. Anyways, as I've been editing, I've come to realize that I keep re-editing stuff. As I've been editing, I've been realizing I'll finish chapter 5, move on to chapter 6, chapter 7, go back to chapter 5, go back to chapter 4, then go back to chapter 7, move on to chapter 8, go back to chapter 6. That's just kind of how editing has been going. It's been like great progress. I'm just not getting very far, and it's a little discouraging because deadlines are quickly approaching. Okay, so I am a little more than halfway through edits, but I have to interrupt the writing vlog to show you guys the new member of our family. Nala! Hi! Everyone, this is Nala. She is a Bengal cat that we just adopted. She's about 2 years old, and we've had her for less than 24 hours. And she is super sweet. As you can see, she's already super friendly. And yeah, I love her. She's awesome. And she's tiny. So for those of you who don't know, we used to have a cat named Moon. He was a Maine Coon. He passed away, and we haven't gotten another cat since because I'm allergic. But Bengals are hypoallergenic, so I'm actually not allergic to her. And yeah, the opportunity presented itself. We weren't looking for a cat. She kind of just like came into our lives, and she's super sweet. Again, we've had her for less than 24 hours, but she seems to be doing great. She's in this room all by herself while she settles in and gets used to us, and also while we make sure Yue is used to her, because Yue's, has a hard time with other animals sometimes, especially with cats. She did great with Moon, but Moon came first, and then she came into the picture. So now we have to do where Yue's around, and we have to introduce Yue to Nala, and she's super sweet. As you can see, she's just loving this. I'm in my hammock with my laptop. I just finished editing. We are now at 79,517 words. It is now gloomy and cloudy out. I swear when I came out it was blue skies, but the sun is starting to go down and it's also just really, really cloudy today and I feel like it might rain. I don't know. But I was so happy to come out here and finish editing my novel, a novel that is about hiking the Appalachian Trail. So now that we're here, I might as well tell you guys the title. The title of the book is The Trail to You and Me, and it's a standalone. You can read it before the other books in the series, or you can read it after the other books in the series. It is Lori's story, her love story. She falls for a guy that's hiking the Appalachian Trail, and it's just a story of opposites attract, and it is so much fun. And it's so fitting to edit a book about like hiking the Appalachian Trail outside, and the weather's finally starting to get nice, and it's gonna release right at the beginning of summer, I think. I haven't confirmed it yet, but I am so excited. And if you want to be a part of the cover reveal, which is coming very, very, very soon, I guess I'll have a form. Fill out the form down below, and you can be a part of the cover reveal team and also be the first to see the cover, because I always email the cover to everyone who's on the cover reveal team like a couple days ahead of time. That way you are prepared and ready to post about it when the time comes. So this has been my editing vlog. I'm going to send this book to my editor now. And yeah, let's publish this book.